There is a reason why the unelected bureaucrats in Brussels, the EU, don't allow their member states to give their own citizens referendums on anything. And that is Brexit. They allowed Brexit because they foolishly thought that the country would vote to remain. Well, that was a bit of a shocker, wasn't it? So Brexit didn't go the way they wanted, and they won't allow any member states to have a referendum on it. The right-wing Italian government promised such a thing, but for some reason, the new, is it president or prime minister they have in Italy, she reneged on her promise, and it's turned rather woke there. They also did it to the Irish. They gave them a referendum, and then because they had the wrong answer, they gave them another one and made sure the Irish people voted the way they wanted. And now we come to Poland, and the current government in Poland wants to give its own people a referendum on whether they want to accept thousands of illegal migrants from the Middle East and Africa as part of a European Union relocation plan. So, as it stands at the moment, Poland hosts more than 1 million Ukrainian refugees, and these people are primarily Caucasian and Christian. But government officials have long made clear that they consider Muslims and others from different cultures to be a threat to the nation's cultural identity and security. And so recently, unelected EU bureaucrats endorsed a plan to share out responsibility for migrants entering Europe without authorization. Now, illegal immigration is the root cause of one of the EU's longest-running political crises. Quite literally, hundreds of thousands of people from the Middle East and North Africa quite literally walking into the EU unchallenged. And because of political correctness that's rife in the EU, especially Brussels, this has been allowed to go on for years. Now, Poland responded to this recently by building a large wall on its border, and it's also increased military presence there as well, because they do fear an increase in illegal migrants, which could cause a huge instability in the country. So fair play on the Polish government being democratic for once and asking its people what they want. And they've never done that sort of thing here in the UK. They've never ever asked the people, apart from Brexit. So we were never given a referendum on being members of the EU back in the 1970s. We were never asked if we wanted the Windrush migrants here. And we still haven't been asked if we want the massive influx of illegal migrants currently crossing the channel in their thousands to get here. It's almost like the government are afraid of its own people. And it should be. It should be really afraid of the people. They represent the people. They're meant to be an entity from the people to represent the people, but they're not doing that. Now, I'm no fan of the Tories. I've told you before, they're not really conservatives. What would the lefties do if the Tories were actual conservatives for once and implemented true conservative policies? They'd be wetting their little knickknacks, wouldn't they? But can you imagine Labour? I mean, they're never, well, these days they're not patriotic, are they? They're always banging on about international law and the EU. It's like the Labour Party want to be subservient to some bigger unelected organisation, isn't it? Now, we all know the reason why the government won't give us a referendum like the Polish government have to their people is because I believe the majority of people in the UK would say no to mass illegal migrants. And it's nothing to do with the colour of their skin either. The country simply hasn't got the infrastructure to support them. We don't have enough social housing, and the NHS is on its knees. I mean, I could go on, but you get my gist. And if you go to countries like Poland and Hungary, where they have right-wing governments, the cities are clean, they deal with crime, they are friendly, they are proud, they celebrate their own culture, and they're everything we're not, but very much should be. And that is why the EU, the unelected bureaucrats there, that's why they hate Hungary, they hate the leader, and they're also now posting hateful lies against the Polish government on social media, Guy Verhofstadt being the chief amongst them. So if you want to see a true democratic country in action, look for the government that asks its people what they want done. And there we go, that's my video. Hope you like. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And until the next time, Roger Trout.